What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Chloe, Life is Strange Double Exposure, and where it's going. I thought this would be, we did Safi, we did Max, we're now doing Chloe, and we get a full week ahead of us where I don't actually even know what videos I'm going to make, and then next week is the big finale of all of our questions are going to get answered. Any fears might become realized or dismissed, depending on where you are and what the game actually gives us. But, for this video, I wanted to kind of take a look at what we've seen so far, and the leaks might have to come back up because it might paint the picture, of like the overall viewpoint of Deck 9, if it's true, and how they view Chloe, but also like what is Chloe's role in this game. And so I'll kind of cut to the chase right away, because to kind of play devil's advocate against the price field group, and I'm not saying like it's a negative thing, but I do think Chloe does matter to this game regardless. And all you really need, and all I really need, I think, to prove that is to look at the first two episodes and you look at what doesn't change no matter what, right? So if you choose to have Chloe die, you choose not, like anything you do, she lives, she dies, she breaks up, all that stuff. No matter what happens, those moments that are the flashback lines with Rihanna, which, we've talked about the whole Rihanna versus Ashley thing, right? Those lines are still there. Those lines appear, honestly, like, well, number one, the first time Max passes out, she gets like the headache when she first takes the picture with Moses there, but then, she full on passes out. She hears Life is Strange 1 again, and you start to hear these iconic lines. But even before that, like looking through the telescope, you hear the partners in crime, partners in time thing. There's a couple moments throughout both episodes that you hear some of the classic iconic lines of Chloe and Max, and they can't be stopped no matter what you choose. And again, as she passes out, that's something she hears, is going back to, I guess, the storm, but at the same time, like, Chloe is a part of that storm, right? Because they really experienced it together in that way. So just looking at that part, I really think I would make the case that is going to matter as it goes. Now, I'm not promising like a happy ending, a proper wrap up of all of this, garbage that we've had to endure. I'm not promising anything like spectacular. I've also not seen the audio leak, so I don't know, what's going to happen in that department. Maybe people already know how this goes, but I would say, again, for me, I feel like you are going to get more. I actually also kind of feel it goes back to the simple thing of like, you do not bring in I know like there's the rumors of Square Enix and Ashley Birch and how they don't get along and all that jazz, but I just feel if you're going to have her be in it as small as humanly possible and you're really going to try to do nothing with her, if you're going to do what they're doing right now, you just reuse the lines. Like, why? It was brought up by Willow Winefield, who was on my live stream a few days ago, and I completely agree, and I've probably said similar things. Why would you bring in somebody to pay them to do lines that are already done? That just, to me, that makes no sense. I know there's maybe pettiness. There could be, right? If Square Enix hates Ashley Birch's guts, and they're like, well, we'll let you put Chloe in this. Obviously, she's not going to be in a lot, but you're not using her lines. You need to re-record them. We actually have another actress who played Chloe, so use her. If that's true, that's true. I guess it's a short story. I guess it's a short video, right? But I want to believe, I want to have that optimism that there's got to be something else there. I can't imagine the pettiness is that bad, where you would legitimately pay more money to redo lines that are already done. So I guess where am I going with that? Well, in fact, Rihanna, I believe she's posted before, like she was doing a voice, but I think it was also a motion capture role for an unannounced game. And seems like it was for Chloe and seems like it was for Double Exposure. So we've heard the voice lines, but like she also did motion capture. So I guess, again, in terms of like proper resolution and all that stuff, I don't know. But could we get her in the flesh? Could we get a flashback? And the flashback would depend on which ending you chose. So you would get something with Chloe or something with Arcadia Bay. Are we maybe just going back to the storm, like the very end of episode 5 when she has to make the choice before she makes the choice? She has to maybe relive that in terms of the trauma there. then okay, well, you would do the motion capture. You'd have her and Chloe, but you'd have a different Chloe, right? Like, so I guess I'm just like kind of floating these things out there because it's like I feel like one of these things is going to happen, right? Whether she appears physically, whether she has brand new lines. I know we talked, a few days ago about and we can bring it up briefly here. There's the theory that Safi maybe was impersonating Chloe to break up Max and Chloe. Now, overall, I don't really buy it. I don't think they would go that deep, especially because you don't have to choose that Chloe is even alive, so they don't have to put in the effort that Safi is pretending to be Chloe. There is something kind of sketchy, too, that Chloe's writing looks a lot like, Safi's, even though Chloe's writing also looks different in Max's journal. So there are some things there, but, like, that could just be laziness or forgetfulness from Deck 9. Doesn't have to mean anything, right? But these are all things where it's like, yeah, if you want to do the shapeshifter route, then it's like, okay, they were broken up, like, inadvertently, right? Like, Chloe broke up with Max Chloe broke up with her / left without her in any decision making that you make, right? Max does not leave Chloe in any of them. It's always Chloe to Max, okay? So does that have to be Chloe or could it be Safi? Then that would maybe impact a Chloe thing. Again, could there just be new lines from Chloe in general? I just find it very hard to believe that you bring in Rihanna, you sit her down, and you say you're just going to record these 15 classic lines, classic Chloe lines from Ashley and from Life is Strange 1, and that's all we want out of you. You'll be here for an hour. I just don't get that. So I think it's either new lines or an actual appearance. I'm far past the point, and honestly, I don't even think I was ever at the point that she's going to have like a major role to play in the game. This is about Max, and I've always like understood that part. This is a Max story. Now, I would have done it a little bit differently, where maybe like she went on, not a vacation, but like Chloe told her to do something like this, and Max thought it'd be good for her, so she did it, and Chloe talks to her, and they're still dating, but they're not like living together for maybe like a year or two. That's probably how I would have done this, but obviously that's not the case. But I still think this is always a Max story. It was always going to be a Max story, and it's in these last 3 episodes it's going to be one. So from that angle, I'm not expecting Chloe to like freaking swoop in and help Max save the murder or figure out the murder case, right? Like Chloe's not going to come in as a private investigator, but I think you can legitimately still do more with her, and I just hope, I really do, I hope that happens. And that's, by the way, without even going into like the extremes or going head into like the drama stuff. Like the absolute mass hate that they have for their terrible decision making, can that be fixed by pretty much anything that they do later on in this game? I don't think so. I think at best you can just kind of give us more lines or just more interaction with Chloe. I don't think you fix what you have done in these first, with that, specifically with Max and Chloe. I don't think you fix it. In fact, you might make it worse. I really hope they don't make it worse. I guess that's another thing to kind of throw in. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.